Grab a tissue before you see Shiloh Jolie Pitt after her transition. When Shiloh Jolie Pitt, the first biological child of Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt, was born into the public eye, no other celebrity kid had received as much attention. From that moment on, people have been intrigued by her life journey and development until now. A young woman with a boyish style, sporting short hair and baggy clothes. The difference between then and now is astonishing, from a darling toddler to an ultra-stylish teen. In recent snaps of the teenager, you'll be amazed at how she completely switched her tomboy look for something much more feminine, proving everyone wrong who had speculated about her in the media. Let's explore Shiloh's journey and transformation. The first adoptions. Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt began their family in an unconventional way, with Pitt adopting Jolie's two adopted children, Maddox and Zahara. First came the adoption of 6-month-old baby boy named Maddox from Cambodia back in 2002, when Jolie was still married to Billy Bob Thornton, but not for long after that. The fearlessness of Angelina to start a new life as a single mother sparked the beginning of one incredible Hollywood story. 3 years after welcoming her son Maddox into the world as a single mother, Angelina Jolie Pitt delighted fans when she adopted Zahara from Ethiopia. But that was nothing compared to what happened when Brangelina announced they were expecting their first child together, an incredibly exciting moment for them and their admirers alike. The first pregnancy. Brangelina and their two children had already cast a spell on the public. But when Pitt and Jolie announced they were expecting another child, it was as if the media went into frenzy. The audience's obsession with Brangelina pictures never waned, even to this day. So much that the couple decided to fly all the way to Namibia for Jolie's delivery in private. This event only heightened public fascination with their family. It was a path to freedom from the public's overwhelming and intrusive fixation on their newborn. A reveal for charity. The couple extended their stay in Namibia to ensure their privacy, yet it was inevitable that the American press would eventually find out. Despite some fans worrying baby Shiloh would be hidden for eternity, others assumed the family had planned to work with a media outlet when they were prepared to share photos, which proved accurate as they made an agreement with Getty Images. In trade for a considerable amount of money donated by Getty photographers who gained access to them and little Shiloh, the pair gave away all funds rather than pocketing any profit. It was an error to infer that the public would not be captivated by baby Shiloh after photos were circulated. The child became so popular, in fact, a wax figure of her had been crafted for Madame Tussauds, the renowned wax museum. Deneen DiGiocchino, manager at said museum, referred to how at only a few months old, Shiloh was already regarded as something of a pop starlet. It appears that even from such an early age, America couldn't get enough of Brangelina's newest addition. A growing family. After welcoming their first biological child, the Jolie Pitts chose to further extend their family through another international adoption. Just a year after Shiloh's birth, Brad and Angelina adopted 3-year-old Pax from Vietnam. The addition of Pax increased the size of the household to 6 members, 4 children and 2 parents. As soon as they returned home with him in tow, Brad was legally designated his guardian by court proceedings. Media obsession. After the first images of Shiloh were revealed, public interest in her only intensified. Paparazzi relentlessly chased after her for a glimpse, and people everywhere had heated discussions about what genes she inherited from Brad Pitt or Angelina Jolie. Even Angelina herself joked that with bright blue eyes and golden locks, Shiloh would be an outsider compared to other members of their family. Another pregnancy. On July 12, 2008, diehard fans of the Jolie Pitt clan went wild with excitement when it was announced that Angelina and Brad were expecting twins. Due to their expectations, Vivian Marceline and Knox Leon joined their 6 older siblings into a large family. To commemorate the momentous event in history, the world's first glimpse of these 2 bundles of joy sold for $14 million, making them some of Hollywood's most expensive babies ever born. Like father, like daughter. To protect their twins from the spotlight, Jolie and Pitt followed a similar approach as they did with Shiloh. As a result, media attention still lingered on the toddler's fair complexion, blue eyes, just like her father, and same facial structure. Looking at photos of Brad Pitt in his younger years is almost indistinguishable from glimpses into young Shiloh's life. Whenever the Jolie Pitt children made an appearance in public, they managed to draw attention. While Shiloh often opted for a mini suit like her dad's, her sisters wanted to look similar to their mom with fancy dresses. Besides that, Shiloh even rocked a hairstyle identical to Brad Pitt's, which fueled rumors about the toddler having masculine looks despite being so little. Androgynous looks. It's widely known that the press will do anything to make a buck, and magazines soon discovered they could cash in on Shiloh by publishing articles about her looks while also scrutinizing Jolie as a parent. In 2010, Life and Style magazine took it too far with their headline, "Why is Angelina turning Shiloh into a boy?" It was an especially harsh blow for both mother and child alike. The reporter interviewed a conservative Christian group called Focus on the Family, who asserted that allowing children to act androgynously would have dire consequences in their future. Unfortunately, this viewpoint was vehemently opposed by members of the public, as they felt Shiloh should not be subjected to gender stereotypes or forced into wearing more feminine clothing. Sparking controversy. In response to Focus on the Family statements, the National Center for Transgender Equality voiced their disapproval and advocated against forcing children into rigid gender roles. They argued that it would be more beneficial to society if kids were encouraged to explore a variety of interests outside of traditional expectations of each gender. Angelina Jolie recently sparked public speculation when she spoke out in an interview with Vanity Fair about her daughter Shiloh's androgynous style. Jolie explained that Shiloh preferred to dress as a boy, act like one of her brothers, and considered herself one of the boys. It's important to remember, though, at this young age it could just be a phase rather than being transgender. Growing publicity. Discussion about Shiloh's gender identity continued without any respite, and even other celebrities joined in the conversation. Amber Rose posted a picture of her taken on the red carpet with this caption, "John Jolie Pitt is simply breathtaking. She found her perfect family." With the addition of hashtags TransKids, Love Your Kids No Matter What, and Support in her post, Rose implied that Shiloh was openly transgender. As a result of this implication, she faced harsh criticism for getting involved in an issue not pertaining to herself. Seeking attention. Rumors started to circulate that Shiloh might be dressing in an attention-seeking manner. Jolie seemed to add fuel to the fire when she confessed that it was a conscious effort not to accidentally dismiss her daughter's needs. She unveiled how Maddox, Zahara, and Pax had endured hardship prior to their adoption by her, whereas Shiloh was born into abundance. Even then, Jolie did not overlook investing time with her little girl. Separation. In 2016, Pitt and Jolie sadly declared their split after more than 10 years together. Divorcing or separating can bring forth a plethora of difficulties for children, particularly Shiloh, who had just endured the dissolution of her parents' marriage in 2014. Fans immediately wanted to know why they chose to divorce only 2 years later. Reports soon surfaced that there was an altercation between Pitt and his eldest son Maddox, who was 15 at the time. Allegations from reports maintain that Pitt got physical with Maddox, who was defending Jolie during a disagreement between the two. Although Pitt has denied these claims, those close to him stand behind his story, claiming there was no violence involved. An unexpected inquest. As the situation for Pitt worsened, photographs of him emerged in multiple publications as he moved out of his home, and a report quickly spread that the FBI and Los Angeles Department of Child and Family Services were investigating how he treated his kids. This was devastating news to followers who couldn't understand how this conflicted with Pitt's public image. Fortunately, when investigations concluded, all charges against Pitt were dismissed. Affecting the family. Despite the fact that no children can truly avoid the trauma of their parents' divorce or separation, it appeared that Shiloh Jolie Pitt was having an especially tough time. According to Radar Online, a family friend commented on how her behavior had shifted since her mom and dad split up. The 11-year-old reportedly did not understand why Pitt couldn't accompany them on trips like Disneyland. To make matters worse, things became even more complex when Jolie proposed for sole guardianship over all 6 kids in court documents. Being so young, the children had no say in regard to their custody. Shiloh was especially attached to Pitt, thus Jolie's decision must have been difficult for them all.